My name's Ryan, and this mess started innocently enough, back in the Windy City's bustling north side, where life moved as fast as the L train. I was 25, fresh out of a dead-end job at a marketing firm, crashing on Alex's couch while I figured out my next move. Alex and I had been buddies since college, roommates at Northwestern, where we'd bonded over late-night pizza runs and shared dreams of making it big. He was the golden boy. Tall, blonde, always flashing that easy smile that got him out of trouble. Me? I was the quiet one. The guy who observed more than he spoke, hiding my own secrets behind a facade of sarcasm. Alex's uncle, Mark, lived in a modest brownstone in Lincoln Park, the kind of place that screamed old money but whispered loneliness. Mark was 42, a former architect who'd hit rock bottom after a bad divorce and a battle with depression that left him housebound. Alex had called me one evening, his voice cracking over the phone. "Ryan, I need your help, dude. Uncle Mark's not doing great. He's got this agoraphobia thing now, won't leave the house. Mom's freaking out, but she's in Florida. Can you, I don't know, check on him sometimes? Help with groceries or whatever?" I agreed without thinking twice. Helping friends was my thing. It made me feel useful in a world that often left me adrift. The first time I met Mark, he opened the door looking like a ghost of a man. Tall and broad-shouldered, with salt and pepper hair and eyes the color of Lake Michigan on a stormy day. His handshake was firm, but his smile didn't reach those eyes. "Alex says you're the reliable type," he said, his voice deep and gravelly, like he'd smoked too many cigarettes in his youth. "Come in, before the neighbors think I'm entertaining." The house was a time capsule. Bookshelves crammed with architecture tomes, faded blueprints on the walls, and a kitchen that smelled of stale coffee. Mark moved slowly, like every step cost him something. We talked about nothing at first: sports, the Cubs' latest losing streak, the brutal Chicago winters. But as I started dropping by more often, running errands or just sitting with him on the porch, layers peeled away. He opened up about his ex-wife, Sarah, how their marriage crumbled under the weight of unspoken truths. "I thought I could fake it," he admitted one night over whiskey. "Be the husband she wanted. But you can't build a life on lies." I nodded, feeling a pang in my chest. I come out in college, but relationships? They were fleeting hookups in Wrigleyville bars, nothing that stuck. Mark's stories stirred something in me, an empathy that bordered on connection. He was straight, or so I assumed, but his vulnerability drew me in like a moth to flame. Little did I know, that flame would burn brighter than I imagined. Weeks turned into months. I'd bring takeout from Giordano's, and we'd watch old movies on his ancient TV. Mark started smiling more, even venturing to the backyard. "You're good for me, Ryan," he'd say, clapping my shoulder. His touch lingered sometimes, sending jolts through me that I dismissed as imagination. Alex was thrilled. "You're a lifesaver, bro." Uncle Mark's talking about going back to work. But then came the shift. One rainy afternoon, as I helped Mark sort through old photos, our hands brushed. He didn't pull away. Instead, he looked at me, really looked, and the air thickened. "Ryan," he whispered. "What if I told you I've been lying to myself for years?" My heart stopped. Was this it? The moment everything changed? I leaned in, our faces inches apart, and that's when Alex burst through the door unannounced. "Hey guys, brought beer." The moment shattered, but the seed was planted. That night, alone in my bed, I couldn't shake the what-ifs. Helping my friend with his uncle, I never expected to fall for him. As summer faded into fall, the leaves turning crimson along Lakeshore Drive, my visits became routine yet charged. Mark and I shared secrets under the guise of friendship. He confessed his marriage failed because he couldn't admit his attractions to men. Society, family. It all piled up, he said, his voice breaking. I held his hand, my thumb tracing circles on his skin, and for the first time I felt seen. But Alex noticed the change. "You two are getting close," he said one day at a bar in Boys Town, his eyes narrowing over his pint. "Just be careful, Ryan. Uncle Mark's fragile." Was that jealousy? Warning? I brushed it off, but doubt crept in. Then the betrayal hit like a freight train. I arrived at Mark's one evening to find Alex there, his face flushed with anger. "What the hell, Ryan? You're messing with my family." He shoved a phone in my face. Texts from Mark to me, intimate ones I'd thought private. Mark had shown him? No, Alex had snooped. He's confused, man. You're taking advantage. The argument exploded. Mark tried to intervene, but Alex stormed out, leaving us in ruins. That night, Mark and I crossed the line. Kisses born of desperation, bodies seeking solace. It was passionate, raw, everything I'd craved. But guilt gnawed at me. Had I betrayed my friend? The morning after, sunlight filtered through Mark's curtains like a hesitant apology. We lay tangled in sheets, his arm draped over my waist, breath steady against my neck. For a fleeting moment, peace settled over me. The kind I chased in fleeting encounters but never caught. But reality crashed in with a text from Alex. We need to talk. Now. I met him at a diner on Clark Street, the clatter of plates masking the tension. Alex looked wrecked, dark circles under his eyes. Ryan, what are you doing? Uncle Mark's not gay, he's just lonely. You're confusing him more. His words stung, laced with something deeper. Was it homophobia? Or fear of losing his uncle to me? Alex, it's not like that, I protested. We care about each other. This isn't some fling. He slammed his fist on the table. Care? You're my best friend. How could you? The diner fell silent, eyes on us. I left feeling like a villain in my own story. Our relationship blossomed in secret, stolen moments amid Chicago's chaos. We'd walk along the lakefront at dawn, hands brushing discreetly. Mark opened up about his past, repressed feelings from youth, a brief affair in college buried deep. You make me feel alive again, he'd say, his voice husky with emotion. I shared my own scars. A conservative family in rural Illinois who disowned me after coming out. Together, we healed. But shadows loomed. Alex distanced himself, canceling plans, ignoring calls. One night, he showed up drunk at my apartment. Wait, his apartment, since I was still crashing there. You think you're saving him? He slurred. You're destroying everything. He confessed his own turmoil. Jealousy, not just of our bond, but of the freedom we had. I've always wondered about myself, he admitted, tears streaming. But seeing you two, it scares me. My heart ached for him. Alex talked to me. We can help. But he bolted, leaving me reeling. Was this the conflict brewing? My best friend, grappling with his identity, while I fell deeper for his uncle. As winter gripped the city, snow blanketing the streets, our love deepened. Mark started therapy, stepping out more. We celebrated Christmas quietly, lights twinkling, eggnog in hand. I love you, Ryan, he said under the mistletoe. My world shifted. I'd never heard those words sincerely before. Yet the high came with a crash. Alex's resentment festered. He confronted Mark, accusing me of manipulation. He's using you to stay afloat, uncle. No job, no place. It's convenient. Mark defended me, but seeds of doubt sprouted. Arguments ensued, Mark withdrawing at times. Maybe Alex is right, he'd mutter. What if this is a mistake? I fought back tears. Don't let him poison us. But the strain showed. Our intimacy waned, replaced by tense silences. Then, the ultimate betrayal. I caught Alex spreading rumors in our circle, calling me a homewrecker, implying I preyed on Mark. Friends sided, isolating us further. The climax hit during a blizzard. Mark and I argued fiercely. I can't lose my family for this, he shouted. Hurt. I stormed out into the snow, wandering aimlessly. Hours later, hypothermic and broken, I collapsed on a bench in Grant Park. Mark found me, wrapping me in his coat. I'm sorry, he sobbed. I choose you. We reconciled, but Alex's absence loomed. I reached out, begging for understanding. We're family too, I texted. His reply, prove it. Spring brought tentative hope. Mark designed a small project, a community center blueprint, his passion reignited. I landed a job at a nonprofit helping LGBTQ youth. Our life normalized, but Alex's silence echoed. Then, the turning point. Alex showed up at Mark's door, sober and solemn. I need to talk. Over coffee, he confessed everything. His own attractions, buried fears. Seeing you two happy, it made me face myself. Tears flowed as we hugged, a family mending. But twists remained. Alex revealed he'd been seeing someone, a guy from work. I was scared you'd judge me, he admitted. laughter mixed with sobs, irony at its finest. Our bond strengthened, three men navigating love's complexities. Mark and I planned a future, maybe a move to the suburbs. Yet, undercurrents of past hurts lingered, reminding us happiness was fragile. One evening, as we watched the sunset over the skyline, Mark proposed subtly. "Marry me, Ryan. Let's build something real." Overwhelmed, I said yes, but fate had other plans. The engagement was our secret joy, whispered promises amid Chicago's vibrant Pride Month. Parades filled the streets with rainbows, a fitting backdrop for our reclaimed lives. Alex, now out and dating, became our biggest supporter. "You two deserve this," he said at a barbecue in Mark's backyard, clinking beers. For once, harmony reigned. But life, in its American dream facade, loves irony. Mark's health scare came suddenly, a routine checkup revealing heart issues, stress from years of repression taking toll. "It's operable," the doctor said, but fear gripped us. Surgery loomed, a high-stakes gamble. I stayed by his side in the sterile hospital room at Northwestern Memorial, holding his hand through nights of uncertainty. "If I don't make it," he whispered. "No, you saved me." Tears choked me. "You'll make it. We have plans." Alex was there too, our rift healed. "Uncle, fight for him. For us." The operation succeeded, but recovery was grueling. Mark weakened, doubts resurfacing. "Ryan, I'm old. You deserve someone your age." I silenced him with kisses. "You're my everything." Post-surgery, we moved to a quieter life in Evanston, suburbs offering peace. Mark returned to architecture part-time, designing inclusive spaces. I thrived at work, advocating for youth like young me. Alex visited often, his boyfriend in tow. Family dinners became tradition, laughter echoing. Yet, under the surface, tensions simmered. Mark's ex-wife, Sarah, reappeared, divorce papers long signed, but she claimed unfinished business. "I heard about you too," she said over coffee, eyes curious. "Mark, are you happy?" He nodded, but her presence stirred old guilts. Then, the real conflict. Sarah revealed a secret child, a son from an affair during their marriage. "He's 18 now, wants to meet you." Mark reeled. "Why now?" Betrayal burned. She'd hidden it to protect him. The news shattered our peace. Mark obsessed, questioning his past. Was my whole life a lie? Nights turned sleepless, arguments flaring. "You need to meet him," I urged, but fear paralyzed him. Alex sided with caution. "Uncle, think about us." Tensions peaked when Sarah pushed for a meeting. Mark agreed, but anxiety mounted. The day arrived at a neutral cafe in the Loop. The boy, Jake, looked like young Mark. Same eyes, same build. Emotions surged. "Dad," Jake asked tentatively. Mark broke down, hugging him. "I'm sorry I wasn't there." Forgiveness flowed, but complications arose. Jake was struggling, homeless after coming out to his adoptive family. "Can I stay with you?" Our home became refuge. Jake moved in, bringing youthful energy but chaos. He clashed with Mark's routines, tested boundaries. I mediated, drawing from my work experience. "Give him time," I told Mark. But jealousy crept in. Mark doted on Jake, compensating for lost years. Our intimacy suffered, he pulled away. "I need to focus on him," he'd say. Hurt, I confided in Alex. "Am I losing him?" The high trio exploded one night. Jake overheard us arguing. "This is my fault," he yelled, storming out. We searched frantically through rainy streets, finding him at a shelter. "I don't want to ruin your lives," he sobbed. In that moment, humanity shone. Mark knelt. "You're part of us now. We'll make it work." We embraced, a makeshift family forged in fire. Adjustment followed. Jake enrolled in community college, exploring his identity. Mark and I rekindled, stronger. Alex helped, offering brotherly advice. But twists persisted. Sarah returned, demanding custody retroactively, no involvement. Legal battles loomed, draining us. "She's jealous of our happiness," Mark fumed. Court dates in downtown Chicago tested us. Witnesses, including Alex, testified to Mark's stability. We won partial rights, but scars remained. Through it, our love endured. Romantic dinners stolen amid chaos. Quiet walks where Mark reaffirmed his commitment. You grounded me, Ryan. As fall returned, leaves crunching underfoot, we planned a wedding. Small, intimate, at a lakeside venue. Invites went out. Even Sarah attended, truce called. The day dawned crisp. Vows exchanged under autumn skies. In sickness and health, through betrayals and joys, rings slipped on, sealing our bond. Yet life isn't fairy tales. Post-wedding, Jake's troubles resurfaced. Addiction hints from his past. We rallied, getting him help. Alex revealed his own engagement. Cycle of love continuing. In quiet moments, I'd reflect. Helping my friend with his uncle led here. A tapestry of pain, passion, humanity. Years blurred into a mosaic of milestones and mundane joys. Our Evanston home buzzed with life. Jake thriving in art school, his paintings adorning walls. Alex married, starting a family nearby. Mark's architecture firm grew, specializing in LGBTQ-friendly designs. I rose in my nonprofit, impacting lives daily. But echoes of past conflicts lingered, reminders that love demands vigilance. Mark's heart condition required monitoring. Checkups became rituals of gratitude. Every beat is for you, he'd tease, pulling me close. One summer, tension resurfaced. Jake's boyfriend, a troubled soul, brought drama. Arguments spilling into our space. Mark intervened protectively, straining our dynamics. He's family, Mark insisted when I voiced concerns. Echoes of old doubts surfaced. Was I second fiddle? The clash peaked during a family vacation in the Michigan dunes. Jake's partner lashed out, accusing Mark of favoritism. Words flew. I defended Mark, but he snapped at me. Stay out of it, Ryan. Hurt. I walked the beach alone, waves crashing like my thoughts. That night, under stars, Mark found me. I'm sorry. Fatherhood's new. I overreacted. We made love on the sand, reaffirming bonds. Jake ended the toxic relationship, growing from it. Back home, harmony restored, but a greater trial loomed. Alex faced a crisis, his marriage crumbling under infidelity. I cheated, he confessed tearfully. With a guy from work. Irony stung. The man who'd once judged now sought solace. We supported him, therapy sessions echoing our own journeys. Love's messy, I told him, but worth fighting for. His wife forgave, but scars deepened family ties. Mark and I celebrated anniversaries with quiet escapes. Weekends in Door County, Wisconsin, where we'd hike and reflect. Never expected this, he'd say, tracing my ring. A life rebuilt. Yet, the story's humanity lay in its imperfections. Mark's depression returned sporadically. Dark days where he'd withdraw. I'd hold him, whispering affirmations. We're in this together. Jake came out fully, hosting pride events at home. Our circle expanded, friends, allies, a community. The ultimate test came with Mark's relapse, a minor heart episode. Hospital again, fears resurfacing. If I go, he whispered, promise you'll live fully. I vowed, but he recovered, stronger. In recovery, he proposed renewal vows. Let's reaffirm. At a Chicago rooftop, skyline glittering, we did vows laced with wisdom from trials. Alex, Jake, friends witnessed. Through betrayals, we've found truth, Mark said. I added, love isn't perfect. It's persistent. Post-ceremony, life flowed. Jake moved out independent. Alex's family grew. A niece who called us uncles. Reflecting, helping Alex with Mark sparked unforeseen paths. From friendship to forbidden love, betrayals to bonds. It wasn't happily ever after. Real life rarely is, but a profound human tapestry. In quiet evenings, Mark and I would sit on our porch, hands entwined. What a ride, I'd say. He'd smile. And it's not over. The end came unexpectedly, yet poetically. Mark passed peacefully at 65, in his sleep, after a day designing a memorial park. Grief hit like a tidal wave, but legacy endured. His work, our family. At the funeral, Alex spoke. Uncle Mark taught us love's boundless. Jake added, and Ryan showed us courage. I scattered his ashes over Lake Michigan, whispering, "Thank you for the unexpected." Years later, at 60, I mentored youth sharing our story. Love defies expectations, I'd say. Alex and Jake remained close, our bond unbreakable. In America's heartland, amid its contradictions, we found humanity. Flawed, beautiful, enduring. The storm had passed, leaving rainbows.